Hi there folks, this is Adam from 8Badge Gaming coming to you today with the second gameplay video in our Noivern Garbodor series. I do apologize that our last video rather had no sound on it. Apparently that was an issue with the recording itself, but we're just going to go ahead and hop on into a game here now, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me going forward. Now we're in the queue there now, just waiting for a pair up, and it looks like we've got our pair up here now. So it looks like we're against a Dark Psychic and basic colorless deck. Now this could be, say, Zoroark. It could be a couple varieties of various cards there overall. But yeah, in this case we would indeed like to go first. Now let's see what we get in our starting hand. We got ourselves double Noivern and a Garbodor, so this is going to lead to an immediate mulligan. Our opponent does get to see what we are playing as well, and we don't get to hide any information from them. But we're going to get a mulligan here. We got ourselves a Noibat, and it looks like we did only have to get the one mulligan there. Now we have an N in hand here, and a float stone as well, but we're likely just going to be starting with the N after attaching an energy to our Noibat and going from there. Now, hopefully, our opponent does go ahead and attach an energy to their Pokemon that we can Mysterious Beam off if necessary. But let's go ahead and we're going to attach an energy here. I think we're going to do an Ultra Ball. We're going to discard a Dark and a Psychic. And we're going to go for a Lele. Now, we're going to go for a Lele in order to get a Bridget, so we'll confirm that our Bridget's there. And let's see if we can note our prizes. So it looks like one of our Toxins, our Garbotoxin Garbodors, is prized. One of our Noibats is prized. Let's continue going through here. We have both of our Leles. We've got a Hammer prized, a Treasure prized. Let's see, we've got our Rescue Stretcher, our Ultra Balls. We're using one right now. One of our cities is prized. We've got both of our Acerolas, both of our Bridgets. We have our Cynthia. We have an N in hand. Sycamore Choice. Looks like a Float is prized. And then that's our 6. So we're going to go for a Lele here. We're going to go ahead and throw down the Lele, going for a Bridget. And let's see what we're going to get here. Now, it's probably going to be Noibat Trubbish, because if we are against a Zoroark deck, we want to have the ability to shut down their actives as much as possible. Now, we're not worried about a KO on the return here. This isn't exactly what our opponent's deck's looking to do. Now, we're going to keep 3 cards in hand here. We don't want to hopefully open up to them having a Field Blower for the Float Stone that we have. And next turn, we are looking to evolve. So we do get a turn 1 natural Bridget from our opponent here after their Mull getting cards in hand as well. Now they did start a Lele, meaning they didn't have the greatest start to begin with, and we see them going for triple Zoroark. Now it is possible that this is also just this straight Zoroark deck that did recently very well at the internationals. And it looks like they're going for a Cynthia. So it looks like they did have a poor quality hand there, and they're not going to be able to use the Cynthia this turn. So we are going to be hitting them with an N either way. So it's not terribly great for us, but we will go Choice Band, Energy, Float Stone onto our Trubbish, throw down an N to fill our hand here again. We thankfully did get a way to go for the Noivern here. So we are going to Mysterious Treasure. We're going to pitch, let's see, I think the Trubbish here. And we are going to go for a Noivern. We're going to shut down our opponent's actual ability to use their items next turn. And we're going to start getting in for some damage, because we're going to be hitting for 80 here with our Distort. So we're going to Distort here now, putting 80 damage onto the Lele, meaning that it's going to be able to be knocked out by Sonic Volume next turn, if we're able to get any energy in our deck. we unfortunately didn't get the ability to also go for our Garbotox in here, so they are going to be able to get some trades in here, but we don't have to worry at the very least about them using their items. They did get a second Zoroark here. They're going to trade once again. Hopefully the item shutdown is going to be enough here. They're not really going to be able to be set up to go as deep as they might want. Now, if they don't have a special energy to attack this turn, we're also going to be able to shut down their attack capability with Sonic Volume. So let's see here. I think we're going to go ahead and throw down a Wishful Baton on the Noibat here, I think. We're going to go for, I think, an N here, but a Sycamore is just straight draw power, but we don't want to discard the Guzma and the other Sycamore in hand there. So we are going to go for an N. We did hit the energy as well as the Garbotox and Garbodor there. So this is really going to lock us into actually likely winning this game. Because what we can do here now is we can toss down an energy here, and then we can start doing Sonic Volumes. Now, Sonic Volume is going to prevent our opponent from actually attaching any special energy, and if this is just the straight Zoroark deck, all they have is special energy. Now, they're not going to be able to get it out of the active, really, without a Guzma, and depending on what they put up, we're going to be able to get it back out of the active with our own Guzma here. So, we're in a pretty good position here at the moment. We have put a significant amount of damage on our opponent's Pokemon. We've KO'd the Lele. They're trying to decide now what they want to put up into the active. So if we get the chance here now, we're going to just continue to do the actual Sonic Volumes here. And that's just because if our opponent can't put special energy down with their deck, they're not going to be able to attack. And straightforward, we're just going to be able to win this game. We did also have the backup Enhanced Hammer in case they did actually get an energy down at one point. But we're pretty well off here now. They could potentially look into, say, field blowering off the float stone on our Garbodor so they can use their trade abilities. They could dig for a Guzma. But overall, they're just pretty restricted here right now. We are waiting for them to decide what they want to put up into their active, and I think that they might be getting ready to scoop at any moment, because we pretty much have the hard lock on them there now. It's going to be very hard for them to essentially get out of this situation, and with us hitting for 150 on their GXs, 120 on their regulars, we just have them locked out of the game. So that ended up actually being a surprisingly quick game there. Well, that was a surprisingly quick game. I think we will actually cap it off at that there for today, mainly because we are nearing that 10-minute mark. We were finally able to show exactly how strong Noivern can be in that particular scenario. I do know that with the Sonic Volume there being able to just keep them from attaching a DCE, Zoroark simply can't beat that. We had the Floatstone on the Garbodor, so we were shutting down their trades on the actual Zoroarks as well, so they weren't able to dig any deeper into their deck. Now, if they had hit a Floatstone, they likely could have been able to enable their abilities. At that point, they're looking to likely do a Floatstone to get or rather a Field Blower to get the Floatstone off the Garbodor, do a Guzma to get our Garbodor up into the active, keep us stuck like that for a turn without us being able to get the Garbodor out of the active is the hope, and that way if we can't get the Noivern back up, then they can attach a DCE, they can hit the Garbodor, and potentially start trying to take control of the game. Now, if in response we had say our own Guzma, another Floatstone, another tool of some sort, we could have really kind of still taken the game there overall. I think really our opponent just didn't want to try and grind through that for the slim chance that they likely would have been able to win. So, as always, we do greatly appreciate your viewership. I do apologize for the shorter than average video today, as well as the sound issues on the video yesterday. We will continue recording gameplay videos for the Noivern Garbodor. We have resolved the issue that we had with the audio yesterday, so we shouldn't have to run into that again. Hopefully we'll be able to get our videos up without any audio issues going forward. And we do hope that you tune in for the future games. As you can see, it can be quite fun overall. I am enjoying the deck. It's had either a close match for a pretty dominant match so far, and I'd like to see how it shakes out against some of the other variants, the other decks, whether they're Zoroark, Buzzwole, etc. that are out there. I look forward to seeing how it can play out for us. So thank you again for tuning in, and this is Adam with 8 Badge Gaming signing off.